Hey guys, so in this video we're going to explore how to build alternative in-ground pool in your backyard and save. If you're planning to build a pool and you can't afford the $100,000 and up or $80,000 and up price to actually put the in-ground pool in your backyard, what are some alternatives? Okay, let's get into it. So my name is Sandy. I'm a licensed realtor here in the Central Florida area, also a licensed loan originator. Let's explore how do we build an in-ground pool in our backyard without breaking the bank. Is this even possible? The first thing is, it's summer, kids like to splash around in the pool. You may not want to do a community pool. You may just want to have your own personal in-ground pool in your backyard. How are we going to achieve this? Okay, the first alternative is what is called a spool or a cocktail pool. These are normally smaller pools that cost between $20,000 to $25,000 to build. A typical 350 square feet size would be about $22,000 or something like that. It doesn't come with gunite. It actually comes with fiberglass. So fiberglass will be about $5,000 cheaper than a gunite one. And spool pools are becoming more and more popular. More and more people are getting used to this idea of a spool pool. Another alternative is actually a hot tub with a spool. So it's a spool slash hot tub where you get to swim. You could do swimming and you could also change the temperature and it becomes a hot tub. And there's another alternative to that also, which is more like what they call that again? Oh my God, I can't believe I'm getting a brain freeze here. But it's more like it's a pool and you're like swimming in place, but you're still getting a workout. Okay. So that also converts into a hot tub. So we have the regular spool, we have a spool with a hot tub, and then we have another hot tub pool, which gives you, it comes with jets, so it's like you're kind of swimming. You're not going anywhere, but it's giving you the swimming effect, and you're still enjoying it. It's still deep, but it's also an alternative. Another one is shipping containers. So there's a company called Mod Pool, and they're known for creating these in-ground pools using shipping containers. The price is normally between $19,500 for 8 feet by 12 feet. It's a pretty big pool, and up to $45,000 for 8 feet by 40 feet pool. So that's a pretty good size pool. It's a shipping container. They'll come in, set it up. It looks like an in-ground pool. You could then put pavers or whatever you want to put around it, but it's actually a shipping container. So for $19,500, you could have a pool that's 8 feet by 12, which is most in-ground pools anyway. And then you could do your little design around it. If you're good with DIYs, do-it-yourself projects, you could actually find a cheaper way as well to build an ambiance around this pool. Check out Mod Pools. I do not get anything by saying this, but just check them out to see what kind of alternatives they would have. And you might be surprised of what you could get for a shipping container size pool in an alternate to a regular in-ground pool that's going to cost a lot of money. The other alternative is what is called a stock pool. And these stock pools, you could get them, anywhere. All you got to do is add filtration and chlorine tabs. And once you have it installed, and there goes your stock pool. For a stock pool, you definitely want to add filtration and chlorine tablets because you don't want mosquitoes to come over and around. And another alternative, which is pretty cool, is a backyard pond. So instead of building a pool, we're building a pond. So we're going to be using natural stones and clay instead of gunite, which is very, very pricey, and build a natural pool. You could have aquatic plants in this pool. You could build it out so it's like a pond, but you could also swim in it. Definitely way cheaper than building an in-ground pool with this example. Also, you could use, they use different aquatic plants and this kind of stuff for this pool. It doesn't use mechanical filtrating systems like a in-ground pool would. So this is something to explore. And these different alternatives will vary based upon the areas you live in. The the spools are very popular all across the US, I think. The backyard pond is more for someone that wants to be in nature. They want more of a natural look. They want a pool, but they don't necessarily want all the mechanical filtrations and chemical of a typical pool. So you could build in a natural pond with clay and gravels, aquatic plant. It will be a natural flow. You could create a waterfall in it. You don't really need chlorine. You could do salt water. And salt water is probably a better way to go if you have the choice when you're doing alternative in-ground pools, because chlorine is a little bit harsh, more harmful. It's more harsher on all the pool equipments and that kind of stuff. Salt water is more natural. They're also using UV lights too in some of these pool alternatives to stay away from chlorine. So based upon what you like or what you want to go towards, you could do UV light, salt. The pond is a more natural thing. All you got is make sure it's have a waterfall, so it's flowing along, so you don't have to have any chemicals or anything like that in it. But these are some alternatives towards an in-ground pool. Or another alternative is actually an above ground pool. With an above ground pool, you just buy it from Walmart, Costco, you set it up, it's ready to go. I've seen a lot of people put an above ground pool and then build decking around it so it looks like an in-ground pool. So you go up on the deck and you go right in the pool, and this is way cheaper than also building in-ground pool. So these are a few alternatives. Let me know if you have any ideas. I know there's always new things coming up on the market. So maybe you have seen a new thing which is an alternative to an in-ground pool, which you have tried or somebody else has tried and it has worked out for you. But you can have a pool in your backyard affordably. You really can, without breaking the bank for a typical in-ground gunite pool, which in our area starts off at $80,000 right now. Okay guys, thank you so much for listening. Let me know if you have any more ideas on these in-ground pool alternative, or even a backyard pool alternative that's not going to break the bank. See you on the next video.